Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. Yeah, Solana has respected very well the support region I communicated in the last few days. So you will remember that if you watched the last few videos that we had a real series of 1-2 setups, a so-called nested 1-2 setup, or a range or series of 1-2 setups really. Someone asked me earlier today, what is a nested 1-2 setup? Well, it just means that it's a 1-2 setup within another one. Okay, so you have a series of 1-2s, and that can be very bullish if they play out. They don't always play out. If they don't play out, we just have a choppy mess, okay? Because it can easily be counted as a correction. But we give the benefit of the doubt. The Fibonacci levels, let's say the price action respects very well the ideal Fibonacci ratios for wave ones in this series, okay, of 1-2s. And I mentioned it yesterday in the video. I recorded that very late, or you could say early in the morning, that we have here this sort of, we step higher and higher, and we just use the support areas like, basically like a series of steps, and we go up the stairs and climb higher, and we'll see if it now gets to my target of around $125. That was my communicated target, my first target, after the break out of this inverse head and shoulders pattern. I have deleted the trend line in the meantime because I like to keep the charts clean. But we had here this inverse head and shoulders neckline, and the actual target of that inverse head and shoulders, the measured target, just by taking the height of that head, well, that I think take us to around about 140 plus. But obviously there is some confluence around $125. It's the previous swing high, and it's also the 100% extension level of this move up, and that just points to 125. So I think that's the relevant first target, not necessarily max target, okay? Or final target, because above 125, I mentioned that before, the $140 region comes into focus as next area of interest. And then looking at the bigger picture, if I zoom out a little bit and I go to the 4-hour chart, on this chart, we're still watching for $190 plus in wave 5 after presumably, and that's sort of the base case, the wave 4 bottomed here. The idea is that this wave 5 should take us to around about 190. But obviously how exactly we're going to get there, I mean, there are multiple pathways. There's also not only one route that you can take to, I mean, from one town to another. So also the market can take different routes to get there. So I prefer to give you targets along the way, next milestones, and we see if they fill in and if the structures work. Instead of labeling the entire move up, which would have to be revised and cost a lot of time. So we're dealing here with a series of 1-2 setups, which can be very bullish, but you see what that could lead to, because this could be a 1-2, then another 1-2, 1-2. Then this needs to be filled in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, of a larger 3 of this 1-2 setup, then a 4, 5, finishes this 3, 4, 5, and so we climb higher towards that $190 level. So I think at this stage it's just important to recognize that all these support areas provided nice pullback entry points, and we've now approached the next micro resistance. I mentioned that in a previous video here, the area around $117, $118. It's just the previous swing high. Above that level, we can probably look towards the $125 mark, which, to be honest, should technically, if the yellow count plays out, should really only be a short-term resistance, maybe the top of this smaller degree third wave, yeah, or even this third wave. Even that probably should go a bit higher. But yeah, I mean, we're focusing on higher as long as yesterday's swing low is holding. So obviously, this here looks currently like a 3-wave move up. If the market is really difficult, and this would just be a high B wave, and we could come back into the support region, in that case, the orange support box remains relevant. So until I see the next 5-wave pattern to the upside completed, I'm not going to add another support region. The support remains relevant until I see 5 waves up. And that would be here the completion of wave 3. Then I can give you support for wave 4. If we get these 5 waves complete, I can give you support for this wave 4. Until then, we're basically still bound by this support region, which is defined between $110.74 and $105.98. And against that level, I focus on higher. In the very short term, you could use here the last swing low, which formed at around, $110, but it is basically $110.74 as relevant support level. So it worked out nicely. I don't think there is another reliable support I could give you. And if we talk about Fibonacci targets for just this wave 3, just looking at this micro third wave, then we measure that by taking the length of the wave 1, we go to the low of the wave 2, and then we're watching for the 1.236 extension as a minimum. That would be the minimum target. Better would be 1.38 extension and above. So we talk here about 125.87 plus, but I show the 123.93 level because it's the absolute minimum. And when we reach that, I can give you a support for wave 4. Yeah, that's my update about Solana. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.